Welcome everyone. This video lecture is for week 3 of the semester. Once again, this is for section 6 and 8, even though you see section 6 listed right here. The same applies for section 8. So for week 3, we're going to be finishing up some of the basics of child development. The first 4 chapters in the text are more theoretical, and then the remaining chapters that we'll cover are definitely more applicable to a child in your home or a child that you work with, and you'll see more application there. So in week 3, we're going to be finishing up chapters 3 and 4. So it's 2 chapters this week. 3 is on heredity and environment. It's a lot of genetic learning and knowledge. I preface that because typically most of the students that take this class are not strong or desire to be strong in the science fields. And so sometimes genetics can be a little deep, a little overwhelming for students. So just take it slow, ask questions. I'm here to help. The textbook does a great job at explaining a lot of things. But if you have any questions, please let me know. And then chapter 4 is we're going to be discussing the 40 weeks of pregnancy as well as birth. Some things to keep in mind to apply this to life. Interestingly, for prenatal development, what used to be considered a full-term pregnancy was 37 weeks. Anything from 37 to 42 weeks is considered full-term. However, so for example, my daughter, who was born 5 years ago, she was born at 37 weeks pregnant, and my water broke. I went to the hospital. They did nothing to stop the labor, nothing to, they didn't even, I was surprised, they didn't give me the medicine to help her lungs develop, nothing. And she came and she was 7 pounds, she was fine. She came home the next day. So thankfully she was okay. However, with our daughter that was born in March, I went into labor at 37 weeks. And I went to the same hospital, and because of the new guidelines that were issued about a year or 2 years ago, saying that now a full-term pregnancy is not until 38 weeks, at 37 weeks they did give me medicine to stop contractions, and it worked, and she hung out, unfortunately, for 2 more weeks. I was miserable. I would have loved to have her that night. But it was interesting to me to see that hospitals are implementing the new guidelines. So when we're learning about prenatal development, a lot of it's the same. It's been the same for centuries of how a child develops. But there are things that are changing, that we are able to detect more and study more about what brings better outcomes. So if in the text, I think it does say 37 weeks is full term, it has been changed to 38. And 37, I believe, is called early term. And then I think anything before 36 is preterm. So they added that new term of early term for babies born 36 and 37 weeks. So let's just go through these pages that you are, nothing comes up and is problematic for you. This is just an overview of everything. Don't worry about it. It's more there for the instructors than for the students. Same thing for this one. If you want to read it, that's everything you're going to be learning this week. Okay, here's the reflective journal. So you're going to download that. This is the assignment that's due on Saturday. And here is just the outline of everything you're going to be watching. All of these videos are linked in pages that are coming up. So don't worry that there's no links there right now. Like I said, so here's one about the DNA and actually some great information about fertility treatments. And I do want to share, and I'll send this out in email, KSL from Utah had an article recently about gender selection in fertility centers. And maybe I'll just add it to this. But it had a quote by the director of one of the most successful, I don't know what the prevalent, most well-known maybe, fertility center in the United States, saying that in in a generation or two that he foresees all pregnancies being started in the lab, that you would go to a fertility center to become pregnant even if you do not have any issues with fertility, that's how all children would be created. And it's a very interesting article to read because it does really question, a generation or two from now, where is science going to take us? Okay, so you're going to watch those videos. There's questions for the reflective journal based off those videos. And we're just going to keep working on all of this. Let me just make sure that there's nothing that comes up. There are no transcripts for these two videos, but because they're embedded, I don't anticipate a problem. But if you do, let me know, and I'm happy to get those done for you. So there is the reading check for chapter 3, and then after that, we'll go right into chapter 4. It's prenatal, not parental. We're working on that. As you can see, this course is we're working on it. But you're going to be talking about prenatal development. And there's some reflective journal questions again, reading check, a Dear Abby, and the collaborative quest. This is where you're going to submit your presentation, or you can just email it to me. But for groups, the brain development and the nutrition, yours is due this Saturday. For the remaining groups, yours is due next Saturday, October 13th. So just keep that in mind. That should be all for the week. I don't foresee any problems, but let me know if there are. There'll be something that comes up, I know. Just keep in touch with me. Otherwise, I do want to share just that you prepare for general conference. If you have young kids like me, there's part of me that doesn't look forward to it because it means, 8 hours of watching general conference when I can't really listen. But it also encourages me to find ways to engage our children or read it later. I'm grateful that they're much faster at getting the text on LDS.org. But I encourage you to watch as much general conference as you can and to prayerfully prepare for it, to have those questions written down that you have about the church, about your testimony, about your faith. And I know that when you do that, that you find answers. That Heavenly Father does hear your prayers and will help bring you peace with what you need at this time. However, with that, we still hold the Saturday due date. So if you want to enjoy Saturday's session of General Conference, I suggest that you submit your homework Friday so that you can enjoy the day. Good luck, everyone. Let me know what questions you have.